Okay, so it's Monday, October 5th at 3:30 p.m. and I'm finally starting on this painting of my friend's kids. And I've been working on the composition, and I figured maybe I'll just share part of that process. So this won't be a long live stream, but maybe give you some ideas on what I'm thinking about. So here we go. Here's my desktop. And this is the photo that I've got of my friend's kids. And it's an awesome photograph. Originally, this was going to be a surprise, but short story is that we both just started talking about photographs, and we both love this picture. So this is the raw photograph, and I've got, this is the canvas. Over here, it's pretty big. It's 4 by 5 feet. So I am kind of stuck at a point where I'm not sure what to do with the composition. And what I mean is, I've got a couple different ways to do it. One is, and let me show you this one. This is one possible composition where it's vertical. And then I've got variations of that. I've got one where it's kind of close, more intimate, further back, showing a bit of the top, a bit more. They're all kind of like little variations. And I kind of like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know, I'm kind of stuck. So anyhow, just to get to here, what I did was, let me just make sure, yeah. I did some stuff. Let me open up this file. So what I was playing with is trying to figure out the vanishing point. So basically, lines converge to a certain point. That's what these green lines are. So this is the primary vanishing point. And let me just hide a couple things here. That's what this represents. Because I was thinking maybe I might want to center the composition around that point. And the other thing too is I was looking at the rule of thirds, so I kind of broke it up into, if you look at it, into these lines which are equidistant, and you try to figure out like the composition so that it follows the rule of thirds, so that the whole thing, once you crop it, it would be like something like this. Come on, Photoshop. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll just grab this corner. Oh, right, I have an aspect ratio locked. Okay, so that's kind of an approach I was, actually it looks, that composition looks nice. That's the approach I was taking as far as where to center the whole thing. So I had these, I already worked out the thirds. If you look here, the primary lines of focus are along here, which is her body, and then him, and then her leg here, and the top of her head. That's kind of how I formed it. I mean, I tried all kinds of different variations previously. Don't crop. So I think I started with this one. Oh, here we go. Where is it? There we go. This one is the file I'm working on. And then what I was just doing was taking this one. I don't know if you noticed down here, I sort of hid the bag. Is this, where's the Photoshop file? I gotta open it up. Okay, so here's the Photoshop file. And one of the first things I did is I just sort of cleaned up. There was a bag over here, and I just cleaned it up. So that's before, and then this is after. So I had this nice clean version of the file, and I'll bring back those rule of third lines, and I'll bring back, actually this one here was where the sun is, and this is by tracing the shadows, so it's a little bit different than perspective lines. I was just thinking that maybe there might be like a halo effect around here. I might do. Yep, and here are the, yeah. So this one here is the sun, and this is the perspective. So I would say forget about the sun and stick with perspective. And I was actually thinking, do I position the whole composition around the converging lines? Because if you ever look at like famous paintings, probably the most famous painting to think about is Da Vinci's Last Supper. So if you ever look at, this is like a classic like art school 101 thing where they talk about perspective. The Last Supper. Okay, images. So if you ever look at the Last Supper, the lines converge right to Jesus' head. The perspective. Oh, here we go. Someone already did it for me. Yay! So it's kind of well famous. See, so you can see here, the perspective lines all focus on him, and that's literally what I was doing when I was farting around with the composition here. I was thinking, okay, in this photograph, the lines converge to this point, so I could have made it that point in the center, like Da Vinci's, but it would look stupid. What it would look like would be very awkward. I'm just kind of stalling here. I'm going to take all these things and I'm just going to move them, put them into this group here. Take the lines out. Just one sec. Okay, so I'll hide the lines. I'll hide those things. So what if I was to move it into the center, it would look like this. And it would just feel weird. It just doesn't actually, I don't know. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I've got this canvas that's 3x4 aspect ratio. 4 by 5 feet. So I could, I've already got this like this cropping tool set up to be 3x4 aspect ratio. So whatever I select, it'll be the size of the canvas. So I could either do it horizontally or vertically. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm trying to figure out, I mean, this is kind of nice by itself. So when I was going through the compositions I was playing with, this one is like, let's call it everything. And what I kind of like about this one is like you're peeking around a corner and seeing this, like, well, they're brothers and sisters, like these little kids sort of just having this moment. And I kind of like that. This one was, when it's vertical, let me move these things out of the way. Actually, I'm just going to close that and move the Photoshop file. This one here, it's kind of making me feel like a bit of Norman Rockwell, especially this one. This one is a zoomed in version. So this one really has a nice, very like close up feeling to it, like Norman Rockwell. And I'm kind of stuck right now. I'm kind of stuck between the vertical composition and the horizontal composition. I mean, with the horizontal one, I could definitely make it like scale in. But yeah. You know when you look at something so much, you like kind of lose focus. That's where I've been. So I've been on this thing for a few weeks trying to figure out what would be the best composition. Do I like it close up? And do I like it vertical? This one I kind of is appealing. And this one has, like, when it's a bit distant, it feels like you're getting a peek around a corner. Intimate, around a corner. This is just slightly to the side. This one's slightly in. This one's slightly higher. Slightly further away. This was cropped out, the thing at the top. This was like my 16th variation. So I was going through like many variations. So I don't know. What should I do? Do I do close? Sorry, no. Medium distance. Like this one does appeal to me. There's something nice about it where there's a bit of space, like a little bit of breathing room. This one is kind of like, I like it too, but does it feel too closed in? Then there's the horizontal effect where there's lots of breathing space. I don't know. I don't know. Kind of stuck on this. Kind of stuck. So I don't know what the hell to do. Normally when I'm stuck on something, I let it sit. So that's why I've let this sit for a while. I mean, I can't remember when I worked on this last. Was that July? Yeah. So I started with these photographs messing in July, and I did some in August, and then I'm doing some more now. So that's how long it takes sometimes. Sometimes when they say how long does it take to make a painting, like the act of the painting can be quick, but sometimes I can take months to even just sort of think about it. Like, I guess this is one example where I've been like mulling it over for a while. And normally I don't usually paint directly from photographs. I have in the past for sure. And this one I am absolutely going to be, using this photograph. But the composition, I don't know if anyone has an opinion. Let's see if it's horizontal. So where I just was before I started streaming, I was working on this version here. Just gonna move this out of the way. This is a preview, and then this is the actual Photoshop file. And with this one, maybe what I could do, I know what I'll do. I'll create a layer, and what I'll do is I'll make a square that is a fixed aspect ratio, width of is it 48 by 70? 48 by, well, I'll just do 3 by 4. Let's do 3 by 4. Okay, so now when I create, oops, let me go the other, 4 by 3 aspect ratio. And what I'm thinking is this, I could go like this, select the inverse, and just fill it in. Maybe I'll fill in with black, one sec. Oops, black, okay. So all I've done is I could just move this thing around. Oh, it looks like I did a feather. Sorry, one second. I gotta toss that out. My selection is a feather of 10. I'm gonna make it 0, and let's go back. So let's say we want to make it, keep it horizontal. I think I want to bring those lines back so I can just sort of see where my selection area is. Maybe there. Yep, that's centered. Okay. And then what I'll do is select the inverse, and then I'll fill in, and then I'll just hide those things. Okay, so let's see how this looks. So I could use this file to play with composition. So this could be composition horizontal, let's just call it 1. Okay. Then we could do another one. And maybe I'll call this composition, oops. Composition horizontal, come on. Rename, where? Horizontal 2, okay. And with this one, maybe I'll make it smaller, maybe like this big. Right about there. Oops, gotta select the layer. Hmm. Hmm. Got a little picture-in-picture up there I forgot about. Now let's try composition vertical. And I'll switch this between 3 and 4 vertically and get rid of all that stuff and then delete everything and start again and make another. Let me turn on those lines so I can see where they are, and then let's just do this composition. Select invert, fill, and then what I could do is I could sort of just move it around until it gets to probably where I like it, whereas there. So I just realized my vertical lines are not equidistant when I use the 3:4 aspect ratio. I pooched that one, didn't I? I totally pooched that. Huh. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about. What I realized is I did them square. Right? It looks normal when there's no border, but when I do the 3:4, the two vertical lines need to be closer together. Okay, so I'm going to make them equidistant. So I'm going to take the vertical lines I did before. I'm going to make a copy, and I'm going to now move them so they're where they should be, which is, oops, I screwed that one up. Let's do that again. So take the vertical line, make a copy of it, save that one for later, and I'll move this one in a bit here, and move this one in a bit here. Like I'm not being super scientific about it, but if I'm going to do a rule of thirds, it changes everything, right? Like the picture itself may not be balanced that way. I mean, it's not bad. When I look at it, it's like her center of gravity is still on the third line, and his little front is on the third line. So it's still, I guess it still kind of has that balance. You know, I usually eyeball it. I almost never do grid lines to figure out rule of thirds and stuff, but I don't know. I kind of wanted to, especially because this one has such a heavy presence of perspective with these lines. It's like I'm pulled towards centering these two, but then these lines shift everything off to the side. Let me see the and even by looking at this, I wonder, I think the vertical lines I also have to adjust too. They're not quite equal distance. Oh, I see. I know what I have to adjust them for vertical and horizontal. You know what? It's just what I'm trying to get at is like, what is more pleasing to the eye? What composition is more pleasing to the eye? This is where I've been stuck. I should go with my gut, and my gut is kind of telling me this composition. Just because I guess there's just too much like the space here is not interesting around it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for this composition. I'm gonna go with this composition here. Let me just go back to here. Yeah. Okay. that out of the way. So what I could do is I could just open each one and have them on the screen and look at them side by side again. That was just a slight variation of height. I'll try to get the most different ones. Oh, I like that one. That one's nice. What's between 1 and 4? See, I already deleted the ones that I wasn't. I have a bunch that I was working on before. So these are the ones that were no's. Like they're all so slightly different. Oh, that one's not bad. 12 is not bad. Why did I get rid of that one? Let's put it back into the here. So let's add 12 in the mix. Yeah, look how close it was to the one I liked. So it's a little bit lower. Oh, that one's to the left, to the right. That one's to the left and down, and this one's to the right. Yeah, I like that. Feels more balanced. This one, the 12, I know why I chose it, because there's too much empty space over on the left. Okay, let's put it back in the no pile. And let's come back to here. Between 1 and 16. Let's see, 1, 11. That feels nice. There's something about that one. This one versus this one. See, this one might have too much empty space here, but the lines are converged nicely. This one here, it's like there's an energy over here. Four. Okay, let's pull 4 up. And we'll pull up 16. I'm gonna try to figure this shit out. I have 16 twice. Okay. Okay, so I know this is a little crazy. Let me get rid of my silly head. There we go. And there we have it. Which is the winner? Which is the winner? Okay, I like the amount of distance. There's something about this one. If even though this is closer, this one feels more like you're catching a glimpse of a moment. So I like this one. I don't know why. My gut is saying this one. This one feels like there's something, the composition feels a little clunky. I don't know. Okay, so number 4 so far, let's make them like a little race. Let's rank them. So let's bring this one down. Oops. I'm just going to move this off the screen. Okay, so what's the difference between these two? Let's bring these two together. Okay. Between 1 and 4. I can't believe I'm spending so much time on this. But I just feel like I need to do, I can't help it. I gotta do it. think they're both good. The difference looks like this one is slightly further away. I think I need to flick them on and off so I can see them. So if I go like 1, I'm gonna make it really big. 1 and 4. Here, I got an idea. I'm just gonna make a folder. I'm gonna put 1 and 4 in there, and then I can easily flip between the two. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, I understand what the difference. See, that helps when you do that because I can see the what was I thinking difference. This one. This one feels kind of complete simply because it doesn't have this little corner poking through. But I like her off to the left a bit more, the fraction to the left. I could keep that corner, or I could just paint it right across so it continues. Well, I think I'm going to go with this one. Okay, well I think I'm going to go with this one. I think I'll probably get rid of that outlet. I'm not sure if I'll keep the corner. I don't know what that is. A little mark. Maybe I think I'll get rid of like this. Yeah, I'll get rid of this stuff. I'll get rid of the lock, just to make it more timeless. You know what I mean? I don't know what that list of instructions are. Okay, so now there you go. This is what happens behind the scenes a little bit. Mostly, yeah. Now watch me come back and spend a couple more hours on this. And then I'll attack it. Then I'll attack the big painting. Just do it. Okay. I'm turning this thing off. All right, bye-bye.